Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about day trading. You guys want to get into day trading, and I'm just gonna tell you up front, it's hard as shit, right? There's gonna be some hard moments, definitely. It's easy to understand, easy to comprehend, but like the hard part is the psychology factor, right? Because there's a lot of people that don't have discipline, that psychology with themselves, to maybe not do something. I guess that they have to do, right? Even in your regular life, I'm not even referring to trading in the charts or any of that, but in your real life where you might be like smoking or vaping or something, you gotta like put that shit down, right? Have the discipline to say no, and because you need discipline in your own life for it to relate to the charts and make money. Because the key to winning and being profitable and actually getting your first payout and all that is discipline. So you need discipline in your own life to have discipline within the charts. All right, but regardless, you want to get into day trading. Yes, it's fun. I have my first payout under my belt too, so I can definitely speak from experience. That money, yeah, good money, bro. Right? Even with your first payout, though, you're reinvesting it back in so you can scale. Like, trading is a scaling game. You'll understand that. Like, you can scale. This is not like any other side hustle, right? It's really what you make it. You're your own boss. You determine how much money you make, right? You determine whether you win or lose, all right? It's not the markets who determine it, it's you, all right? So that's the one, like, those are three great things about trading because it's all you. You're not going to get that with e-commerce. You're not going to get that freaking door-to-door. You're not going to get that with freaking reselling, any of that, right? And trust me, practically tried it all. Name a side hustle, I probably tried it, and really found that this is, one, my passion, and two, it's the right way. I'm not gonna lie. And the thing with trading is that it's going to take you from who you once were into a whole new person. You can ask any trader, even see these transformations from these traders like TJR, bro. He looked like a little dwarf. I mean, no offense, that's my guy, but like he looked like a little dwarf back in the day, and now he's looking like a majestic guy. So this is just gonna change you, not like only internally, but externally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, all the leads. It's gonna change you because trading is literally a journey, right? It's a journey, and you're gonna change a lot, right? But you gotta definitely stick to your values too. Even when you start getting money under your belt, stick to the values, stick to who you are. What you really stand for. Don't let the money, corrupt your mind. Because at the end of the day, too, God is providing these blessings. And just the same way as He provided them, He can take them away, right? To show you, your true values, right? So just stick to your values because that's going to be a very, very important thing within trading. The one thing I do want to really emphasize, though, is that you got to take action, right? I'm not the one that's going to tell you to watch these videos every day. You're right. I'm posting these videos for you guys. I'm making this course and all, but I'm not going to be telling you guys, watch this video. Well, obviously I will for promotional purposes, but it's up to you to really determine for yourself, like, do you want this trading shit to work or not? Right? And so I'm not going to tell you to go put the hours in to practice, to study this craft. You have to do that on your own accord, right? And that's really what separates people who make it in this trading game and people who don't, right? By what's happening behind the scenes. Having that level of integrity for yourself, right? To say, instead of, sitting on the bed or the couch and watching TV, I'm going to be studying the charts, right, and practicing, what I'm learning. Because within this course too, or this lesson, or this mentorship, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be a lot of instances where I'm going to teach you stuff, but you're not going to actually learn and take value from this until you practice it by yourself within the charts, right, and actually have repetition. Practicing it within the charts, because you can retain knowledge, but if you're not putting the knowledge to work physically, it's not there. You're not gonna have that physical connection to it. You're not gonna know how to actually do this stuff. All right, so definitely take it upon yourself to do that, right? Because that's literally what determines whether you make it or not, right? And sometimes it's not even like people think you gotta know the craziest strategy, the craziest patterns, the craziest whatnot to be a successful day trader. And I'm gonna tell you this, just like NBA, just like NFL, like you look at these professional people in these sports, and what do they know best? Yeah, I mean, like you have the professor and stuff that plays basketball. If you know the professor, he has a YouTube and all that. He does all the crazy moves and tricks and stuff, right? But is he playing professionally? Nah. The people with the professionals, they master the basics. Okay, so half of this stuff is literally understanding the basics, understanding what I'm teaching you, and implementing that into your charts. After I teach you basically everything here within this, I guess, course or mentorship, whatever you want to call it, bro, you're not really gonna need to look into anything else. You're not gonna need to like retain any more information. I'm giving it all to you right now. I'm giving it to you all now. So, and that's also the thing too. Once you have that solid, because the objective is to create a strategy, right? The objective for us is to create a strategy, right? Get our basics together, create a strategy and be able to use that strategy every single day within the markets, whatever session that may be. And we'll get into sessions and all that another day. But and be able to just execute the same play many times and become profitable. That discipline and consistency aspect will take you so far, further than you can even imagine, bro. Right? So that's really it. Finding a strategy, finding a model that we can use every single day. If we see it, we see it and take it. If we don't, then we don't take it. That's all that becoming a profitable trader is. Alright, there's nothing much to it. But yeah, you don't need all these crazy concepts, right? You don't need... Also, another misconception is that you don't necessarily need a shit ton of money to get started, right? If you can understand your losses and mistakes, bro, the way I'm going to be teaching you how to get your first payout is through what we call funded account, right? And basically, I'm not going to go all the way into funded accounts, right? It's just like a challenge. You got to win a certain amount, but without losing a certain amount, and then you get to the next stage, and you get a payout basically by just winning a couple times. But basically, these funded accounts cost like Top Step is on sale and costs $30 right now. Without the sale, it's 40% off. It costs $50. That's it, $50 for a funded account that can change your life. All right. So, and just for reference, I blew 4 accounts before I got to my first funded account. For $50 account. $50, $100, $200. And another thing is that when I got my first payout, I made all the money back and more, because I did blow a funded account, right? But I eventually, got back on my feet and got a payout, right? So that covered literally all my losses. So I would not worry about having a shit ton of money. First of all, you don't even need a shit ton of money to start. The way you're going to be starting is literally paper trading, demo trading, right? You don't need a bunch of money. You don't need any money at all to start. And that's where people lose so much money, because they think they need money to start, so they just put money into the first broker they see, and it's a live broker, which you shouldn't even be trading on a live broker. Trading on a live broker until you're like well over 6 figures, bro. And that's how they lose so much money, right? So we just want to keep that in mind. All right. What else do I have to add on? This is really like, I can't stress it enough. It's one of those things where you just gotta keep moving forward, right? One step at a time, one win at a time, one loss at a time, bro. One win at a time, bro. It doesn't matter. One day at a time, bro. Because this is gonna be such a far-fetched journey, but you're gonna look back and see how much you've grown, because you're just taking one step at a time. You look down that staircase step, you see how far you came, right? So you just never give up and you'll make it. Literally the game, bro. And I know that sounds cliche or whatever, but that's truly what it is, bro. If I gave up a day before my first payout, or before I passed my funded account, then I would have never got my first payout, first funded account, right? Just how I'm not going to give up, even though I don't have I guess that crazy 5-figure month, 6-figure month yet, but from strictly trading it, and I'm not gonna give up, right, until I get there, right? So it's really like, if you want it, you're gonna get it or die trying. All right, so take every step, right, and literally don't think too much about the losses, bro, because the losses are going to pass by, bro. It's just like when you get some pain, you get hit, right? Of course it's gonna hurt for a little bit, but if you just keep going and don't sit there and cry like a little bitch, you're gonna eventually feel better. You're eventually gonna get better. You're eventually gonna heal stronger. All right, and that's the whole point of all it is. Simple water. All right, so yeah, day trading, definitely not for the weak. You must, put your all into it, day in, day out, Monday through Saturday. I'm not gonna say Sunday because that's more like a Sabbath day, rest day I've been taking. I recommend you do the same, just so you don't get like overwhelmed with everything. But you can do it in school, you can do it off your phone, you can do it off freaking laptop, whatever. All right, it's just about taking the steps to get there, and I'm going to be giving you all of these steps to literally get to your first payout within this whole course, mentorship, whatever you want to call it, bro. I don't know. I feel like if I call it a course these days, like, people are going to skits out and be like, oh, he's a course seller, ban this. But yeah, people are going to be like that, and I could care less, because even if I did sell a course, which probably I will one day, which I am 100% humble of, as long as, I feel like as long as you're providing value and you're not trying to scam someone or just get an extra buck off of them, it's not a bad thing to sell a course, right? There's like a selection of videos, right? It's just the same thing as this, but the only difference is that this is free, of course. But I'm giving you free value regardless, because, I could care less. I can make money with trading, so, and frankly, don't have crazy expenses right now. Even if I did, I wouldn't be freaking scamming people. That's so morally wrong. But anyways, the whole point of what I'm trying to get across is that you have to take action, right? You have to lock in, because these are going to be, you're going to be in the trenches, okay? You're going to be in the trenches, locked in, no movies, no girlfriend, no nothing, bro. Although someone was at my door. But yeah, and it's just gonna be like this for like a couple months. It's not gonna be forever, guys. If you log in, I kid you not, if you log in, right, of course, watch this. It'll probably take you a month, because I'm gonna post like every video, one video, and it should be like a month long, pretty sure. But yeah, just stay locked in, stay focused. And I say give it like 6 months, bro. I know that's so cliche, but like, literally, for reference, alright, I knew about day trading for a while. I knew about day trading for like probably 4 years, right? That doesn't mean I've been trading for 4 years. I knew about day trading for 4 years, right? Originally, like, I was in stocks and then Forex, and then I found out about futures, right? So it switched, like, and I was definitely on and off throughout those years, all the way up until my senior year of high school, right? I did wrestling my senior year of high school, and then that kind of instilled like a nice discipline, a foundation of discipline within me to really stick with trading, because it kept coming back in my life, and that's how I knew it was meant for me. God was telling me that trading is for me. Literally, the first time I heard about investing in general was when my dad showed me this app when I was like a little kid, and I don't even know what app it was, but it was like some simulated investing app. Or was his account, I have no idea. But literally bought some Apple stock or Google stock, I don't know. But yeah, whatever the Alphabet Inc. is or whatever. Yeah, I think it's Google. But anyways, so it's been a very long time I've been knowing about it, but of course I didn't pursue it from that point. I probably started pursuing it around end of 8th grade summer, going into freshman year, you know, and then being on and off until like junior year. I made my school's first investment club, which was like a trading club, but I was like teaching support and resistance and shit, which is not completely bullshit. There are people who are profitable off support and resistance and trend lines and whatnot, but I knew that if I wanted to really understand what, you know, if I really wanted to take this to the next level, I had to like go through the hard shit, which is like these ICT concepts, right? You know, and stuff that we don't necessarily want to learn about, right? And the things that I don't only teach ICT concepts, but some of my stuff is based off of ICTs, but I have like my own concepts as well that I, you know, with back testing and I guess general research within the charts, have implemented into my trading strategy, right? So with that being said, going back to originally what I was talking about, yeah, it's going to take a while. I was my senior year of high school. I locked in on trading around like the end of winter. So February 2025, literally this year, bro. I'm kidding you not, this is real life, bro. Like, I'm telling you, with God, bro, consistency and dedication, bro, you can do anything, bro. Like, with the God, I mean faith too. You have to trust within God. You have to trust that these things can happen, bro. Have that delusional faith, bro, that these things will happen, because they will, right? They will with time, bro. And trust and faith, bro. But I kid you not, this can all happen so quick. So February, I probably started like my studies. Really started to dive into futures, the futures market, ICT, everything it had to offer, right? You know, I bought my first funded account in March of 2025. All right, so boom, a couple months passed. Probably like June, I passed my first funded account, right? I took like all 30 days of those 4 months or 3 or 4 months, and then passed my first funded account, right? I blew one, and then passed another one, and then got eventually to an XFA, right? I built up that XFA, and then I blew it. Yeah, I blew it. That sucked. And then I got another one, got to XFA again, and then yeah, I got to XFA, and then I got my first payout by the end of August. It was like mid to end of August. So that just gives you a little like reference on how quick you can get to that first payout. And I'm literally telling you how I would go about it if I were to restart. So it's going to go quicker for you if you lock in, bro. I'm literally giving you the sauce. And of course, you know, I'm going to give the sauce. And so many people are going to watch it. And few, like probably less than 1%, are actually going to take action upon this, right? Because that's just how the world works, right? People see something, they can even retain it, right? But they will not take action. And I'm literally giving this all for free. First of all, for free, when people are charging like literal 5 figures for this shit. But yeah, I mean, I feel like God, you know, brought this into my life, you know, brought this as a passion to my life. I genuinely feel like this is my purpose. Trading is my purpose. That's why I can never give it up. I have a love-hate relationship with trading, but I truly do love it deep down. And I know I sound like a little schizophrenic, but like I truly do love this shit, bro. It's like my little baby, right? I love it. It's like, oh, you little trading, you little charts. I love you little ES and NQ, and you my little baby, you know. Sorry, guys. I just get real emotional when I'm talking about this shit, because I love this shit, man. I love it, man. I love the game. Alright, but on a real note, though, you could get this shit done, bro. If you lock in, bro, give it, oh my goodness, bro. Give it some time. Literally a couple months, bro, to a year. Like, and who cares? What if it takes more than a couple months or like a year, bro? Or like a year or two. Like, who cares? It's a year or two, or like, so. And then you have the rest of your life to live it up, bro. You gotta think about that. What's a year or two compared to 80? Right? I was just talking about this, like, how, you know, when we were looking back at our previous, like, school. So I'm in college right now. So it would be high school. You know, when I was in high school, I thought that was, like, my whole world around me. My whole everything. Right? But now that I'm out of high school, I look back at it, and it was such a little point in my life. And that's how we gotta look at this, right? And that's how you should be looking at everything, right? That these learning points are such small points in our lives. After it, we'll have our whole life to look back on that small moment. And to be frank, you're going to be missing that moment. You're going to be missing that learning process. You're going to be missing how, I guess, hype you were to learn that next concept, to learn that next confluence, to learn that strategy, to make your first payout. Because you can only get your first payout once, bro. You can only get your first payout once. Right? And then once you got it, that achievement's no longer to be unlocked. Right? So you got to really take these moments and really embrace the times, right? Don't try to force the process. It's like adults saying, don't grow up too fast. It's literally just like that. All right? So I don't want to gap too long. It's already been 20 minutes. My whole point is I was already gonna plug, follow Instagram, follow TikTok, follow everything, MTTrading on everything. Let's run it up 50K by 2026. Yes. But realistically, lock in, because you can make this happen. All through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you can make this happen. And God is going to lead you. God is going to lead you through a path, where it's literally your path, right? So no matter what highs you get to, what lows you get to, it's all for your good, bro. It's all within the path. Remember that God has a set path, and He's doing everything for your good. So no matter what happens bad, no matter what happens good, it's all for your success. I'm gonna cut it at that, because that was a good ending, bro. All right, but that was a good episode. But I'm gonna see y'all